In another misuse of public funds and abuse of office, Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, is reported to have received 53 million naira from the state coffers to travel with his mistress to the United States of America. Obasa got the House to approve the fund to facilitate a trip to Georgia, United States, for the 2019 United States-Nigeria Trade and Investment Global Summit, which he was billed to attend with some members of the Assembly and their staff. The event was subsequently postponed, but rather than return the fund to the state's treasury, it is reported that Obasa diverted the funds for personal use as he traveled to the United States with his mistress. In a document cited by C0RÚPTT reporters dated October 15, 2019, Obasa had requested the Assembly to release the funds so he could attend the summit along with one of his staff. The document reads partly, "Given the above, kindly seek approval of the retired Honorable Speaker for release of the sum of 53,719,405 only to enable them to attend the program," and that's millions of naira. Honorable Speaker, please read from page 39 of file. You are respectfully invited to consider and approve the release of 53.719405 million to facilitate the attendance of the Honorable Speaker, honorable members, and one member of staff at the 2019 U.S. Nigeria Trade and Investment Global Summit, scheduled to take place in Atlanta, Georgia, United States of America, from 26th to 28th September 2019. It was gathered that though the meeting was rescheduled, Obasa traveled to the United States with his mistress in place of his legislative staff. An official of the Lagos Assembly who spoke with C0RÚPTT reporters said the Speaker was always in habit of traveling with his mistress in place of his staff whenever he was leaving the country for official purpose. Simply put, he will use the other legislative officers to get funds off from the state coffers. He will then make use of the funds and take along with him his several mistresses. The Speaker and his mistress, who doubles as his protocol and external relations officer in the Assembly, only went to the United States after collecting 53 million naira for the United States of America Nigeria Trade and Investment Global Summit. No other staff or member of the Assembly traveled with the Speaker or attended the event. Now, as you can see, these are the documents there, and you don't need to be told. You don't need to be told that this is the pattern of many of those politicians. In fact, that is the reason why many of them took that position. They are ready to do or die to get into that position. Another person close to the Speaker's team also confirmed the lamentation and anger of some of the staff listed on this approval, who couldn't embark on the trip or got a share of the money. Simply put, Obasa swallowed all the cash, took the money with himself and his mistress that they claim doubles as protocol and as a mistress, and she does some other things, doubles as protocol and external relation officer, and also as mistress, 3 in 1. Now, none of the staffs got any money. Of course, the money is supposed to be returned back to the state coffers, not to be shared. This is not money that we have to share. You don't share such money and say, oh, this money is for us to share. It is the money that has to go back to the state coffers if it is not going to be used for such as what it is allocated for. They swore to spill the beans if invited by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, as there were no visas on their international passports to defend the trip. So they weren't allowed to get visa, but Obasa and girlfriend got visas. One of the assembly staff hinted that only Folajimi Lai Mohammed traveled to the United States at the time Obasa and his mistress jetted out to America. So probably Folajimi Lai Mohammed is also part of the show. I want to know how he got involved in this too, but I believe that more information will be released. It could not be confirmed if he did on the bill of the 53 million naira largesse, since names were not attached to the requisition to tell who benefited. This is the issue of transparency. This is what we are talking about. How can it be possible that 53 million naira will be received, taken out of the state coffers, so as to enable staffs to travel to the United States of America, and the list of the people and their passport number is not listed, but the money got out? This is deep. This is deep. 53 million names not attached to the requisition to tell who benefited. Another source in Lagos State Assembly, privy to the release of the fund, said many of them are not happy. They are not happy at all. Many, in fact, it is said that another person close to the speaker's team also confirmed the lamentation and anger of some of the staff that were supposed to be listed on this approval, but they couldn't embark on the trip, and this is terrible. Now, this is not a strange one. It's not a news that you will be shocked at. But then, if we have stopped being shocked at such a news, it shows that we ourselves are beginning to get used to it. And that is not supposed to be. We need to show our righteous indignation. We need to show anger. We need to be very worried whenever such actions such as this happen. Why? Because if you keep quiet, if you act like it's business as usual, more of this will continue to happen. Public office is not a place, a location where you just divert public funds and corner the money. It is in all spheres of government, from the local government chairman or the honorable in that your ward, down to the local government chairman. Then you move up, you talk about the legislators in your state assembly, and you start moving up to the Senate. When you look at them and you begin to touch all corners and all of these locations, you realize that this is the pattern. I believe that EFCC, oftentimes they work not because they want to work. It is when they receive that order from Oga at the top, that's when they work. I don't know if EFCC will garner enough energy, enough courage to arrest him. They are not blind to certain financial atrocities committed all over the Federation. There are people that are seen as a sacred cow. They are the people that cannot be touched. But if the table turns around and opposition see them as a threat, opposition goes at them, and the opposition begins to sing songs such as, oh, we need to rout out, we need to crush these elements in our society that are criminals, even though themselves are criminals. So it's simply a story of the kettle calling the pot black. They are all birds of the same feather. Corruption oozes around Obasa, oozes around many of them. He has learned the trade. He has learned the trade. He knows the rope. He knows how to get money off from the state. The 53 million naira, somehow, all of a sudden, he found a way to corner the money. I believe that this will go under the carpet. They are not going to talk about this. It's just going to call one or two people, like the money that we're supposed to use for this. And since the money did not go into this, there are some other things. So I went this and that. I don't know how they talk about this comfortably among themselves. I don't know. All of them are corrupt. Even the former Speaker of Lagos State, the one called Kuforiji, they said is also, I cannot really point at any of them that we cannot point this to. They are all criminals, thieves. That's just what they are. From governors to senators, whenever there is an opportunity for them to squander squander money, Money that belongs to the state or to the federation, they do so without bothering about it. So guys, that's what it is. This 53 million naira that was supposed to be allocated to attend the summit, and the money is gone. If the money is really gone, because I think that money cannot just go and fly off like that. 53 million, what's he going to do with that in the United States of America? Of course, there are a lot of things that he might want to do. He might want to push the money into one or two things here and there. But hopefully the EFCC is going to look into this, or he will, as a person, as a legislator, he should be able to come out and explain and tell people this is what really happened with proof.